Thanks for joining the Golf Underground. Now, the Golf Underground is made possible by Mariner Wealth, helping you navigate your financial future. Star Companies KC. Experience a more energy efficient and comfortable home with Star's insulation services. Cowell Insurance, providing brokerage and risk management services for over 25 years. Sana Orthopedics, care plans backed by research and clinical results, tailored perfectly to individuals' needs. Bob Sight Ford and Bob Sight Independence Kia, where you'll score a double eagle on your next car or truck. Sheridan's Unforked, eating good and feeling good. Lewisburg Ford, nobody sells more F-150s than Lewisburg Ford. And Celebrity Greens, put a custom PGA caliber putting green in your backyard for the ultimate golf experience. Now, on to the program.
ESPN Kansas City presents Golf Underground with Kevin Ward and Brian Sullivan.
Hey, welcome to Golf Underground, ESPN Radio. Back in the stable, Wardo, Sully, George.
We're not in the stable, we're in the vault.
We're in the vault version.
Golf Underground Studios.
Podcast studio.
Extraordinaire.
Well, here we are. We're back out. After fresh off of 2 golf trips, Wardo. Coming into golf season, it's early May.
Mm-hmm.
I got the handicap from a 7 up to a 14 now. Coming into tournament season, I'm feeling ripe. Went down to Pinehurst number 2, managed to eke out a 92. Felt
Solid.
really proud about that.
Tell me
around
about
nicely?
Chase's game.
Huh?
You were with Chase, right?
Played with Chase, yeah.
From Charlie Hustle.
From Charlie
Is that
Hustle.
a
You guys
plug? Is that a
texted me?
plug for our newest sponsor of the show?
Well, you texted me or FaceTimed me.
Yeah.
And it didn't look like you guys were playing golf. It looked like you guys were just having lunch and dinner all the time.
I genuinely don't remember FaceTiming.
That's a sign of a good golf trip right there.
Yeah.
You don't remember what day that was, do you?
I don't remember.
Was I clothed?
You were clothed, yeah. But I could tell there was some silver bullets around and some other things around the table that you guys were enjoying, and it looked like you had a good time. What was the occasion to go down there?
Well, I think Chase.
Why not?
I think he invested in a little charity event.
Okay.
And he was gracious enough to put us on a nice plane in downtown Wheeler Airport and take us down to. Landed right there in Pinehurst. It was just fantastic.
Beautiful.
Did you use your Texas wedge a lot over there at the number 2?
I took your advice. You said keep the wedge in the bag. And so I was from I would say 20 yards in, I would putt it.
And?
That's probably why I shot 92.
Not
Horrible advice. Horrible advice. But it was a blast. And then I followed up last weekend down at Grand Lakes, Shangri-La. You ever heard of Shangri-La, George?
I've been there years ago.
That's in, don't tell me, Arkansas.
Oklahoma. Yeah.
Damn it.
Yeah. That's where Toby Keith and some of the rednecks play down there.
Okay.
Fantastic weekend. So I'm coming fresh off 2 weeks of golfing, and then had to go right from Oklahoma to Nashville and speak for 2 days. So I'm basically shot, and I'm looking to get fucked up here on the podcast today.
That sounds good to me. The weather's been so bad here in Kansas City. I tell you, I played like 5 times since I got back from Arizona on April 2nd. The wind's been blowing 50 miles an hour every time I played, or it's been 40 degrees.
It is.
And it's to a point where I'm just not playing.
You said mid-May earlier. It's like November,
It
about
is
to turn into
November.
May.
Well, listen, we got to introduce you formally before you start piping in. Is Wade Frankenfield, according to George. Wade Binfield
Binford. It's like the tool guy on Tim Allen's show.
All right. Well, he's the 4th guy on the couch today. Well, This is your inaugural. You're like a virgin, but we're popping your cherry today.
Yes. I never thought I would say George Brett is popping my cherry, but here we are.
Oh my God! What an honor!
He was smart. He ran over to that side of the couch. This side is where I may or may not have soiled myself.
Is that the boiler room over there?
Oh, yeah.
That's the boiler room. Shit his
Kevin's
pants.
pooped his pants on this couch a couple times.
Yeah. He does. He learned it.
Nervous.
Learned it from.
Well, I was listening to a podcast earlier on the way down to Prairie yesterday, and they had Mark Grace on with Gravy
he
and the
has
Sleaze.
the greatest poop in the pants.
I know,
story
and they said,
of all
George
time.
Brett says there's 2 kinds of guys. Either
Those that
guys that have and they're about to.
Yeah. So you were
guys that
listening
have,
to
or that-
Colts podcast.
guys that will.
Mark Grace's story of when he pooped his pants when he was playing for the Cubs.
He was at first base.
He was at first base, and he had to run in,
shower,
finish the job, shower, and then they were delaying the game,
Riggleman
making
went
all
out.
these excuses so he could put on a new pair of pants because he's at home wearing white pants, and he had to shower real quick and put on a whole new uniform.
He
and then
said it was
comes
in his
out.
sanitary socks. It was everywhere.
Was he in the?
He was in
He
the
was in the
game.
game.
Was he
did it
playing
on the
the
field?
field?
Playing
Yeah, he was at first base.
So how do they pause a game? So he
Well, no,
Riggleman
the inning
went out.
was over.
Yeah.
Then he ran in real quick, ran up the runway, took off all his clothes, showered, put on a new uniform. He was hitting like second or third that
He
inning.
was second up.
And so they're delaying, they're doing everything, and all of a sudden the guy makes it out on like after 3 pitches. And Grace is sitting next, and he's not even. He's still getting dressed
still
in the
pushing.
locker room. Now, when you go from the locker room to the dugout to the field, sometimes it might take you 2 minutes to get down there, especially in old stadiums because they got them way in the back.
Right.
I guarantee it. It's the funniest story ever.
and he's not a real fast guy.
No,
right?
he's not.
He said Riggleman went out and with I think the home plate umpire was like Jerry Crawford or something. He said Riggleman went out and they were nose to nose, and he's like, "You're never going to believe this, but Mark Grace shit his pants."
And he's arguing like something's wrong. No. And nothing's wrong. He's going, what? Everybody in the stands is going.
They're just yelling at each other. He's like, "I can't believe that. Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah, he's cleaning up right now. We got to delay this thing."
So the ump played it out nice for him?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, see, that's sportsmanship right there.
For sure.
That's so good.
If it was some rookie, they would have just said, okay, you're out. But if Mark Grace, he had some pull.
Well, sounds like we just got ourselves a new guest. Let's rack him for the show.
Yeah, we should put him on the rack.
Well, he is buddies with Kansas City's McRae, right? He's buddies with Brian McRae.
Let's get him.
He's buddies with everybody. He's a nice guy.
Let's get him.
He's a Whisper Rock guy.
Author
Let's get
of-
him.
He's a Whisper. His locker's right next to mine.
No way.
Yeah.
Let's get him. Or
He's
maybe
the author of the old slump buster theory, isn't he?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
What is it? Wade? What's it?
We'll talk about that.
Tell us
later.
about
Yeah,
that. I mean, can you make
So
it
let's talk
PG-13?
about Wade. Let's talk about Wade.
Wade is
Tell
a-
everybody who Wade is, man. This guy's a stud.
Well, yeah, Wardo, he's your buddy. Let's talk about Wade. He's a
new
Korn
employee
Ferry
here.
guy.
He's a new employee here. At the
So
golf
Wade
table.
has been playing tour golf for north of a decade. He's from Atlanta and hell of a player. Been playing Korn Ferry. Lost his card unfortunately last year, and fortunately for us, he is engaged to a beautiful lady here in town, which they met. I'll let him tell this story. They met here in Kansas City in the 2019 edition of the Korn Ferry Tour. And your ringer's brutal. I mean, how old are you?
Come on, Jim.
How old are you? Turn off your ringer. So anyhow, Wade is going to come help out here at the stable, help mentor some of the kids, work with some of our junior players, and really just he's really worked hard on the biomechanical side of not only his own game but the understanding of it, and then he's a putting guru as well. So pretty good addition, pretty good dude, and we're excited to have him.
Nice. All right. So, what was the coolest moment on your rise to the top?
I don't know, actually. Courtney asked me that, my fiance, she asked me, she goes, well, what's your favorite moment? Like, I don't know. I would probably say other than, organically, randomly meeting her here in 2019, probably just being around the guys. Like, you kind of, like, that's the part I miss right now the most, is seeing the tour stops and the restaurants we used to go eat at, and like being out there with practice rounds and getting the pairings on Tuesday and who's playing with who. We always used to have bets and stuff like that about who's playing with who, because you kind of know the categories you're going to get paired up out of. But I don't know. The travel part of it was, I always enjoyed the travel part, especially, off the mini tour life, living in your car, traveling week to week, driving everywhere around the Southeast for me, being from Atlanta, to graduating to flying around everywhere, because the schedule on the Korn Ferry Tour is brutal. Nobody owns an Atlas.
It's so brutal.
Yeah. Speaking of atlases, did you ever get that one of Montana, Idaho, and that I was Amazoning for you the other day?
My son Jackson's going to order it for me.
Perfect.
You're not capable of doing that.
My wife and I are going to do a trip in August. We're going to fly to Spokane and stay there for a day. I have a brother lives in Spokane. Another brother lives in Idaho in Coeur d'Alene in the summer. Go visit them for a couple days. Then we're going to go to Whitefish, Montana. Then we're going to go fly fishing at Paws Up or Paws Down or something at some fancy fly fishing place. And then we're going to go to the Yellowstone Club for like 3 or 4 days and then drive over to Sun Valley and see my niece and her 2 kids.
God, that's a nice trip.
And the longest drive is 5 hours, and that's the last leg because I hate driving.
That's awesome.
So that's what we're going to do. It's be like a 10-day vacation.
So you're going to fly fish?
Yeah, well, my wife and I love fly fishing. We can't catch anything, but we're getting pretty good at casting.
Really?
Yeah. We use barbless hooks, and it's really hard.
Well, that's why it's called fishing and
Not catching.
Not catching.
I would rather go catching than fishing any day of the week, believe me. Did I tell you about, I took my girlfriend fishing 2 weeks ago.
Oh, tell me.
Yeah. Asked me if I caught anything.
Did you catch anything?
I hope not. That's my fishing joke.
When did you start doing this? I mean, not that.
No.
When did you start fly fishing?
Oh, God. I've done it probably 4 or 5 times in my life, but we did it in Blackberry Farm about 4 years ago down in Tennessee, and we loved it, and she caught a fish. And then we did it last year. We went to Gunnison, and we fished there for like 4 days, and we have a blast doing it.
Does she love to go like on the opposite side of the river, way down the river?
She loves to go way, way far from me. She gets a good-looking guide, and I just fish by myself.
I mean, that's not a bad way to go about it.
She's the one that always wants to go.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
But it's fun. It's beautiful country. You know, you're out on these rivers and streams and stuff, and it's a great time. And
I
good
would
food,
love to do
good
it.
food and good wine.
I've
and-
never done it.
Oh,
and
my
I love
God.
fishing.
You'd love it.
And that sounds like a dream trip, just to get away and get away from this shit-ass weather. And
You talk about bad weather.
Oh, good Lord.
Oh,
Why the hell did you move here, Wade?
Yeah,
All right,
no
let's
kidding.
talk about
Yeah.
the differences between Kansas City and Atlanta. Obviously, you're a Braves homer, which I told George and the boys.
Frenchie,
Yeah.
Jeff Francoeur.
Yep.
Yeah. Do you know Jeff at all? He's a golf fanatic.
Yeah, he is. We have some mutual friends. I actually was trying to get a game set up with him, but he's broadcasting now for the Braves,
Right.
doing color with Chip Carey. So it kind of fell through. But we have some mutual friends and still trying to do it. But I mean, I remember watching him play high school football.
Yeah,
'Cause we
he
kinda
was a
grew up in
stud,
this-
wasn't he?
So good. He was going to
Yeah.
go to Clemson, and then the Braves drafted him.
Right. Number one.
Absolute stud.
And he
Chip
get a home
Carey
run his
Harry
first
Carey's
at bat
son?
or something.
Grandson.
Grandson.
Yep.
So you may have been related to him. Chip Carey.
No. Harry and I were father-son. I mean, he was my second dad.
really?
Harry Carey.
They were tight.
We were real tight.
I mean,
I was
grew up-
invited by the family to the funeral. How's that?
No way.
Yeah.
How'd you meet him? Other
Well, he
than the obvious.
broadcasted for the White Sox forever, and I played for the Royals, and we just became good friends.
Have you not ever heard his Harry Carey
No,
impersonation?
let me
You've
hear
never heard me do Harry Carey.
I think I'm
right
ready.
now. Oh, my God.
Dun, dun, dun,
Why aren't we on TV
Here we
right
go.
now?
Here we go.
dun, dun.
Tonight's attendance, Jimmy, is 25,612. I'll tell you, if there's 26,512 people here, 10,000 of them are dressed up as seats.
How good is that?
That's funny. So tell me about the first time you met him. Like, how did you were a young guy,
I was a
and
young
he
guy
was
playing for the Royals, and I had a good game. And the next thing you know, he knew my brother because my brother played in the league, and he played for the White Sox. And I was on the pregame show. And next thing you know, we were on the postgame show, and then I was on the pregame show. It seemed like every time we went to play the White Sox, either in Chicago or Kansas City, I was always on the pregame show or postgame show. And we just became good friends, and I'd go out and have dinner with him after games in Chicago sometimes with him and his family, and just had a great relationship with him.
what was he like?
He was awesome. Awesome guy. I lived in Palm Springs. I lived in Rancho Mirage back in the 80s. He lived in downtown Palm Springs. And they didn't have HBO then back in Palm Springs, but they had it in Rancho Mirage. So whenever there was a big fight, he would call me and say, hey, can I come over and watch the fight with you? Are you going to watch the fight tonight? He was a huge fight guy.
Really?
And so sure enough, he would come over with his buddies and bring, big old box full of booze, and they'd sit there and watch the fight at my house and then go home, and then we'd go out and have dinner once in a while in Palm Springs or Rancho Mirage. And I tell you what, when he walked into a restaurant, it was like Muhammad Ali walking into a restaurant. He was the guy. He was the guy.
Yeah.
And just the personality above anybody else's I've ever been around.
Yeah.
Just lit up the room wherever he went.
I had a poster of him on my wall when I was a little kid because
Oh,
my dad's
get
a
outta
Cubs
here.
fan. And it was just like he was dressed up in an all black suit like one of the Blues Brothers, and it just said Cub fan, Bud man.
Yeah, that was his. Well, I lived 4 houses over left field wall of Wrigley while he was doing his announcing.
Oh wow!
Right, and of course I became a huge Cubs fan. And if I was hungover on Saturdays, instead of putting on WGN, when I was hungover on Saturdays, I would open the window of my shitty little apartment and just listen to the crowds to feel like you were, in the game. But you couldn't stay away too long because you needed to hear him and Ron Santos.
Yeah, Ron Santo.
Right?
Yeah.
You had to hear him.
And then Steve Stone.
And then Steve Stone. Who's doing White Sox now?
Yeah, he went back to the White Sox.
Yeah.
Who is?
Steve Stone.
He's White Sox now?
Again.
Was the White Sox guy the guy that would always say
Ken Harrelson.
Can of corn or whatever?
Yeah.
Ken Harrelson. He's one of the best. We should get him on the show.
Yeah.
This guy is the
his
best.
home run call was awesome. And you can put it on the board.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I remember that guy.
Well, and I remember Harrelson because I grew up in Connecticut. He was a Red Sox guy first.
Right.
So when I was a kid, as a Red Sox fan,
Right.
He was over there.
I've known Kenny since I was 13 years old because my brother played for the Red Sox when I was 13 years old, and I went back to Boston. My parents sent me back there for like a 7-game homestand, and I'd go to the ballpark every day with my brother when I was 13, and we would walk because he lived downtown Boston, and he lived on 317 Commonwealth Avenue, and Hawk had a deli shop there called the Hawk Shop. And it was a really good, sandwich place. And they didn't have a liquor license, but my brother and those guys, the guys on the team, would always go there after day games or something and just go over there and have a sandwich real quick. And they'd call it a fraps. They'd get a Schlitz or something in the back room there. So I'm 13 years old, and here I am having beers with Hawk and my brother. It was great.
Sounds like the time. I was 13. Remember the crossing, which was in Lawrence, where the Oriat is now?
Yep.
I'm 13 years old. My brother's in college. Takes me to it's this hole in the wall bar, and I thought it was the greatest thing ever. Right in the middle campus, you got girls walking by and dogs and the whole deal, and I'm just soaking it all in and whatever. Yeah. And I ended up living next door to the crossing my first year.
Yeah, some of the finest of cocktails are when you're 12 and 13. But one final thing back on Harry, because I'm such a big fan. In fact, the day my only son was born, I was wearing an old Harry Carey shirt, and it was just a little caricature, and of course the glasses.
Right.
So it's this timeless picture. And of course, the day Harry died, the first thing my wife and I did was we head down to Harry Carey's restaurant.
Oh my God, yeah, I've been there many times.
It was like a few.
In fact, I was there one time.
Right.
I was there one time, and I was there and had dinner with Mark Grace and Harry Carey. Me and my wife, and Harry's family and Mark Grace.
What year was that?
That was
97, maybe?
Yeah.
God, I
That
don't know.
long?
Long time ago.
I used to just remember because everybody had WGN, just like the Braves.
Yeah.
Everybody
Yeah.
had TBS.
That's right.
So I would get home off the school bus and bam, turn the Cubs game on.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's give us something that folks wouldn't know about Harry Carey? Like what other than the obvious, he was great, everyone loved him, he walks in, but
that's about it. I mean, that's it.
Really?
Yeah. He was just a great guy, and he electrified every room he walked into.
What do you think it is, though? What was it? Was it just because he was fun?
He was a fun guy to be around. He created a lot of excitement. He really did.
Yeah. I'm always interested.
Built an audience, too.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Being on a national
And the
network.
Cubs were terrible.
Oh.
They were terrible.
Yeah, it didn't matter, did it?
And they were televising every game.
Yeah.
And they're getting 6,000 people a game. Yeah. But everybody watched because of Harry Carey.
Yeah.
Well, and then he would do his seventh inning.
The seventh inning song,
Fantastic. Yeah. Would he really get shithoused during the games?
I think so.
Budweiser?
I think so.
Well, Wrigley was funny because
so.
Now the left field, you can go right down home plate. The left field only sold Budweiser, right? And then the whole right side, old style. It was right down the middle.
I didn't know that.
And of course, Harry was a Bud man, so he favored the left side of the of home plate.
They sell Goose Island there now.
That's fancy shit.
Yeah.
Wade, micro beers and stuff. Harry he'd roll over right now.
Take a commercial break and
let's come back and talk about Wade.
Let's talk about Wade.
I'm enjoying the baseball. To be honest,
you are as interesting as Harry Carey. I will tell you that.
Okay,
you're more handsome. Let's put a little.
Okay, I'll give you one more. Give you one more.
Save
Harry impersonation.
All right. Can you save it? Maybe.
Here we are, bottom of the 6th. Sox trailing 4-2. mainly because B.B. Richards' 3 errors. 25-cent beer night here at Comiskey. Well, some of the fans are getting a little restless behind third base, throwing some beer cans out on the field. Oh, my God, there goes Bill Melton to pick a couple up. There goes B.B. Richards. I'll tell you, if he picks up a beer can, it'll be the first thing he's picked up all day.
That's George playing Harry. Carey, come on back here to Golf Underground ESPN Radio. Hey, Brian Sullivan here, and I've got a tip for you. You've got to head to Unforked. It's an amazing restaurant. What I like about these guys is they promise to buy and support seasonal, local ingredients first. And I love the fact that they source from smaller, family, GAP certified, or organic farms, prime-going regions, artists and producers. All I'm getting at is, if you like fresh stuff, Unforked is the place to be. And like they say it, fork or no fork, you can be sure you're getting the highest quality, socially responsible ingredients possible. And not to mention, it's delicious. So whether you're out south or downtown, stop by Unforked for a delicious and healthy meal. Sheridan's Unforked. Honest, clean food.
Cowell Insurance Services is your leading program administrator for workers' compensation. They're dedicated to meeting the unique challenges of the insurance industry and assisting employers in reducing their costs. CIS has provided insurance claim and loss control services to various industries, including trucking, construction, retail convenience stores, and healthcare, as well as public entities for over 30 years. They work with both retail agents and industry clients, or a combination of the two. If you're tired of fighting the rising costs of premiums and claims, give Cowell Insurance Services a call. Their dedicated staff is ready to find you the best insurance option at the most competitive price. They can help to define or enhance your safety program in order to move you in the right direction in reducing your claim and premium costs. Contact Cowell Insurance Services today, 816-214-4070.
Hey, Brian Sullivan from the Golf Underground here with a little good news. And that good news is that even double-digit handicappers like me can occasionally make a double eagle. All right, maybe not on a golf course, but even guys like me can score when buying a new car or truck. I'm talking about 2 stores, 2 brothers, and 4 generations, treating customers just like family. I'm talking about our buddies at Bob Sight Ford and Bob Sight Independence Kia. With these guys, you'll always score 2 under, with double the inventory and double the customer satisfaction. That's the Bob Sight Double Eagle. Now, Bob Sight offers a wide selection of vehicles and promise to make the car buying process as quick and as hassle-free as possible. Now, whether you have poor credit, no credit, or maybe a first-time car buyer, you can trust Bob Sight Ford. And Bob Sight Independence Kia will get you into the car or truck you choose with professionalism and attention to your needs. So go visit our buddies at bobsight.com, but only if you're looking for a vehicle that makes you feel like a U.S. Open champion. Hey, welcome back, Golf Underground ESPN Radio. We're back after a little high noon break. This segment's brought to you by High Noon.
Yes, Sully.
And Binford Tools.
All right, so George, during the commercial break, you had yet another great.
Which one was this?
It was
the Bill Melton?
It was the Melton. Would you share that with the audience? Now, I really want you to focus on the accent here.
Okay.
It's got to sound as close to Harry as possible.
Bottom of the 9th, 2 outs. Looks like the Sox are going to, trailing by a run, looks like the Sox are going to send up a pinch hitter. Oh, my God, here comes Bill Melton. I'll be back with the wrap-up in just a minute.
Just in here shitting on Bill Melton and his family.
Let's get Bill Melton.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, dial him up.
They didn't like each other.
Really? Why?
Well, I would be playing third base, and Bill would be playing third base, and the fans would be getting on him, and he would draw with his spikes like F-U with his spikes in the dirt because it's upper deck. You could see it, and they're getting on him pretty hard. He would write with his feet, F-U, and then I'd go out there, and there'd be F-U on the dirt, and I'd have to clean it all up with my spikes.
Amazing.
So the Sox fans liked you better than him.
Well, they didn't like him very much. He had a couple good years for him, but he was getting old and didn't do very well his last year or two.
Let's talk a little golf.
Yeah,
all right,
please,
Wade. Let's
please.
talk about, you're from Atlanta. They're arguably one of the best golf towns in the country. Let's talk a little bit about just golf and golf courses, some of your favorites in Atlanta.
Ooh, favorite course in Atlanta, East Lake.
Yeah.
It's an absolute
where our boys from.
It's an absolute monster. I mean, I got to take my dad out there, and we played it a month before the Tour Championship, and they had that Bermuda rough at about 4 inches because they were growing it up so they can come in and cut it a week before the tournament.
Straight to the bottom.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we lost like 4 balls a foot off the fairway. Like, you can't find it.
Wow.
Bermuda rough is no joke. So, but I mean, it's East Lake is pack a lunch. You're there all day. It's going to wear you out. But if you hit it in the fairway, it's super scoreable.
Yeah.
During a Korn Ferry, you played there?
No, just a random round in August where it was 110. Yeah. Walking up and down the same damn hill 4 times.
Have you played Peachtree yet?
I haven't played
one of our hosts has.
Mm-hmm.
Bragger.
No, I haven't played Peachtree, actually. My sister lived pretty
Don
close.
Pernod's the pro there.
Yep.
And he's become a good friend. He's from a baseball family. And I got invited to play there one time, and he explained it to me when Bobby Jones did that course 8 years after he did Augusta. Mm-hmm. The pro, Don Perno, says, he was telling us about the course. And so one of the members asked him, so what's the difference between here and Augusta? And Bobby Jones says, all the mistakes I made at Augusta, I did not make at Peachtree.
Yeah. So it was
and
like
it's special.
Really?
And the clubhouse is as big as his vault right
yeah,
here.
Peachtree is like the insurance policy for Augusta National. So the National is built on this old tree nursery. And so his deal was like, if anything ever happens to Augusta National, i.e. like catches fire or anything like that, the grass won't grow anymore, just have the Masters at Peachtree.
Does it have that same feel?
Well, it's surrounded by
amazing.
green chain link fence. So yeah, so, I mean, same exact thing, but it's just it's pretty close to the middle of downtown
Cut into
Atlanta.
the pines.
Yeah, it's
unreal.
sick.
It's right in Buckhead.
Yeah.
Right there in Buckhead.
Yeah. Yeah, Brookhaven area. Speaking of Brookhaven, Capital City Club in Brookhaven's really, really good. It kind of has an Indian/mission feel where it's in the confined space.
Isn't that where Hammy used to play? Where did he used to play?
I don't know.
Rivermont, or where did he play?
Rivermont's good. I've played there.
I can't remember where.
Is there a place there
Atlanta
called Cherokee or something?
Yeah, Cherokee Town and Country
That's where
Club.
John Sherholtz plays.
Yeah.
I played there with John one time. They have
good.
36 holes there.
It's good.
Atlanta
nice.
Athletic Club was amazing.
Awesome.
And
Awesome.
then
Yeah,
Golf Club of Georgia was amazing.
Golf club's good up in Alpharetta. Yeah, there's so much good golf. The thing with Atlanta is all the good golf is so private and it's so hard to get on, and it's a bajillion dollars.
And it's so spread out.
To join.
Yeah, well, I mean, like
So
East
to
Lake
join
now,
a place like East Lake is what? A couple $100,000?
East Lake only has corporate memberships now, so they kept all their members. Well, I mean, it does. Yeah, so they grandfathered in all the people that had actual memberships, but now you have to be like Coca-Cola or Lowe's or Home Depot, and they have corporate memberships and stuff like that.
So does it
What a
not,
waste.
Yeah,
So
it
does
sucks.
it not have the hang feel that a lot of other clubs would
East
have?
Lake is not. East Lake doesn't have the hangy. You're not hanging around playing cards, and at least that what I know of East Lake, it's very much it's business. Like it's get in, get out. They're turning rounds.
Yeah, I mean, I played it, and that was the feel I got. It was just like, all right, you're in, you're out. And I mean, we had fun and all that, but
That's where our boy Drew Hinesley. Remember that caddy we had on? It was really smart.
Yeah.
He's
unbelievable.
Remember he knew
I love
everything.
that guy.
Hinesley?
So, Drew Hinesley. He's a he's a
He
caddy.
works for the tour now.
Yeah, he works for NBC.
Right.
So
He's the behind-the-scenes guy.
Yeah, he would
But he
work
should
with.
be in the booth.
He should be. Remember, you were selling it. You're like,
Yeah.
why aren't you in the boat? You got to take Bones' job. It was right when
Right.
he took JT's bag, and so he was a guy who just.
So he's just spotting for the TV crews.
He's a
Right.
spot. Yeah. And so now
making a chicken sandwich and a Bud Light every day, spotting for the TV
Oh
crew.
yeah. And now he's doing an LPGA girl. I believe she's Korean.
Working
That means
working
she's
for.
practicing 14
Well, that
hours
means
a
she's
day.
winning.
Well, I mean, there's 48 of them.
Yeah.
I mean, how do you know? Hey, how about Sugarloaf up there? You like
I
that
love
one?
it. So being a PGA Tour member, we get access to all the TPCs we're members. Sugarloaf is the best Greg Norman golf course
Isn't that
he's
great?
ever done.
Yeah, I've got a
most
bunch
Greg
of
Norman
buddies.
golf courses I'm not a fan of. Sugarloaf's awesome.
It's cool. And who's up there?
Stuart
Brain
Sink.
fart here, huh? Stuart Sink.
Stu, yeah.
Yeah,
So
he's
over
Sugarloaf
COVID,
guy.
Stu was setting up games for us. So there would be 40, 50 guys and gals, actually. We'd drive up. It's an hour from where I'm from to Sugarloaf. Just drive up right through the middle of the city. Nobody on the road. $100 entry fee. And once a week, that's how we kind of kept our game sharp over COVID. Stu's great.
Did you ever win?
I won one of them. We did a big 2-day, the end of COVID, right? So the tour announced we're coming back, and we're going to Jackson. Shouldn't say the end of COVID, but the tour announced we're coming back. We're starting up, and we're going to Jacksonville, and they're going to Colonial to start. And he's like, "All right, we're going to do a 2-day at Sugarloaf, $250, paying out 10 spots, 6 spots, whatever it was." So 3 or 4 of us shoot 5 under. Pretty good score around Sugarloaf.
I'd say.
Stu shot 9.
Jesus.
It's his home course. I would never gamble for money. I would never bet Stu at Sugarloaf. He's lived there for basically his entire career. He went to Tech. Mm-hmm. So I'm like, okay, I'm kind of driving home, and I'm like, all right, well, there's a couple of us at 5 under. Maybe Stu wipes one in the rough and makes a bogey, and we can kind of, massage a birdie or 2 in there and at least get this to 2 or 3, because that's doable. You can whap one in the creek or the trees at Sugarloaf. It's not like he's going to do it. Right. So we all make par on 1, and he makes a hole in 1 on 2. And I'm like, well, this is fucking over. This is over. He shot 10 under for 2 rounds and lost by 9. He shot 10 under the second round. Yeah. He's 19 under for 2 rounds. I'm like, I'm never gambling with this guy.
No wonder he's setting up games during COVID.
Yeah.
He's so good. He's still really good.
He's awesome. He won twice last year, 2 years ago.
And he's not young.
What is he, 48?
George, think of how long ago it seems when Watson lost the British Open.
09.
To Sink.
Yeah.
It feels like it was
09 or
15
10.
years ago. Well, how old was he then? He wasn't young.
Stu?
Yeah. What's he now? He's
probably 35.
What?
He was probably 38.
Yeah.
35, 38.
Yeah, I mean.
So he's what, 55 now?
Stu's upper 50s.
48.
He's got upper 50s. Wow. Sorry, Stuart. He's upper 40s for sure. Yeah. I mean, he was at Tech in the mid-90s.
He looks kind of old.
Well, that's the sun.
Right.
So my goal always.
And his hair.
Lack of.
Yeah. My goal was I never wanted to look like Tom Kai, sunscreen all the time. I would rather be completely just white, look like a ghost, than a Komodo dragon. And that's the sun, baby.
Have I told you how great LASIK surgery is?
Just ask Tom.
Ask Tom. We had Wardo and I were in the head professional office.
Awesome.
Interviewing
Dale Morgan.
Country Club. Yeah, Dale Morgan. He was fantastic. He's the nicest guy you'd ever met. He's about 5'4". Unbelievable. And there's only been 3 head pros of
Austin Country Club.
Harvey Pinnock.
Someone else,
and Dale.
Wow.
This guy. Anyway, he
it's
was
like
so
the
nice to
Pittsburgh
us.
Steelers of golf courses.
You know, you're in the Texas or the Deep South. So his dress was shirt, tie, little polo, vest. His game was
classy.
Solid.
That's
just
sick.
Classy. And he treated us like gold. We had our bags. He's like, put your bags in here. Right? And Wardo says, hey, we're looking for a place to interview Tom Kite. He's like, you'll use my office. Of course you'll use my office. Right? So everyone was so nice. And then what?
Sounds like a used car salesman.
Oh, he was great. He was a great salesman.
Was it not the greatest trip?
It was so good. Right.
So we had a drive there because he freaking had a detached retina. So we went and rented a freaking white Caravan over there in Olathe and got on 35 and drove
to Austin, Texas.
Just sent it?
Oh my God! Why couldn't you have flown?
Because I had a bubble in my eye. I wasn't allowed to.
Did you get an Atlas, Jim?
No, he was interviewing Tom Kite with a freaking eye patch.
Oh my God!
I had an eye patch.
I've had LASIK surgery. Best decision I ever made.
This was what's funny. Yeah, because I was a little nerdy fellow, Wade, growing up. You imagine this. I had glasses, right? And so I made the huge mistake of saying, Tom, I got to tell you, you were my hero. And he said, why? I said, because you wore glasses.
Yeah.
And you kind of represented guys like me.
And then
he thought it was the worst fucking thing he could ever. He was like,
most backhanded compliment he's ever heard.
I was basically calling him a nerd, but not on purpose.
Yeah.
Right? Well, LASIK surgery changed everything. And he went into this whole LASIK surgery, and Wardo's like kicking me. He's like, this guy's freaking whacked. Right?
We sat down, and I go, normally we do these for about 45 or an hour. I go, how long do you have? He goes, I don't know, 15 or 20 minutes.
Yeah.
We go.
What the hell else does he have to do?
We go for 40. I'm like, what else are you going to do this week, bud?
Yeah. No, I think we went for 12 because you and I were bored. Anyway. That was our keep out of the sun so you don't look like Tom Kite comment.
And I don't know, like, it's not hating on Tom Kite. It's just like the first guy I picked, but he does look like he's been in the sun. Exactly.
Yeah, first man on the sun.
100% right.
Yeah. What was that?
It was perfect. It was perfect.
What is that?
He's literally amazing. Like a child.
That's what my mom does. That's what Tom Kite does.
Freshen it.
All right. So did you grow up? You born and raised Atlanta?
Not born, but we moved to Atlanta when I was 4.
Where'd you go to school? College?
Clayton State University, D2 school, 5 miles south of the airport. In Morrow, Georgia.
So how do you go from Clayton to getting your chance to be on the Korn Ferry?
Yeah, I mean, I quit baseball my junior year of high school, and decided that I wanted to play golf, spend more time at the golf course in the summer than at the ball field or the cage, and just decided that's what I wanted to do, and quit ball and started playing golf and getting really serious about it. So I was really late bloomer and late starter. Like, I didn't start playing seriously until I was 17.
Wow.
Like at 14 years old, I was probably still popping it in the 90s every now and then. Like I kind of knew how to play golf. Like I could hit a 7-iron, but like I didn't really know how to play golf. And then one day the light bulb went off, probably in one of those all day sessions at the golf course in the summertime. And I got good quick. Like I still remember the first time I ever broke par. I don't remember the first time I broke 70, and I don't know why not, but
So did you start to take lessons and like would it get all serious?
I mean, yeah, I kind of just, I kind of learned my grip and all that stuff from that Tiger Woods book, How I Play Golf. And my grandpa played and my dad plays. My dad's pretty good stick. But I mean, I would just get dropped off at the golf course in the summertime and then picked up when my mom just go. There's a milk crate of golf balls out there. Go figure it out.
Go try.
There's 400 of them in there, and you got all day. Like, what's the deal?
Yeah, but when did you decide that I want to try to make this a career?
When I started. In college, I kind of, in college, my job on the team was to not shoot over 75, and that's completely fine. I was good with that. And then once I learned how to not shoot 75, it's like, okay, well, now I can break par out here and do it consistently. And I won conference my junior year and was an All-American that year. And then I was kind of going in the senior season like, okay, like I think this is something that I can do. Kind of, we all had too much fun in college anyways, but it's kind of like, really work on my game and stuff like that. And the deal that I had with my parents was, if this is something that you want to do, we'll support you 100% but get your degree. So I graduated, stayed amateur through that summer, played in a couple of really good amateur tournaments that I qualified for the previous summer, and turned pro in October.
Your degree is in what?
History. So
history?
It'd be me and Foster.
So you would be teaching high school.
History and English, yeah.
You'd be teaching high school right now.
So
if you didn't play golf,
I took the easy way out, man.
Critical race theory, George.
Yeah. Well, I asked my wife when she was an art history major. I said, so what are you going to work in a museum? I met her. She was working at the Ralph Lauren store. Well, I don't get it. I don't get it.
The history of Ralph Lauren is amazing. What are you talking about?
Yeah, the history of Ralph Lauren.
Yeah, I took the easy way. I was a finance major for one semester.
I've got expensive
You should
taste.
see her in
that
fly
sounds
fishing
brutal
waders.
and boring.
Yeah.
What events your senior or between your senior year and when you turned pro did you play in?
So Southeastern Am again. I finished second there my junior year of school. The summer before my junior year. So that got me in the Players Am, which is in Hilton Head.
Yeah.
And then you win the Players Am, you get in the Heritage.
Nice.
Yeah. So I think the year before I played it, I don't remember who won that year. The year before it was Bud Cauley had won. So, I mean, great tournament. Like, I wanted to make sure that I got to go play in that because it was a big deal to qualify for that. I was the only D2 guy in the field. Like, I remember being at a sponsor party, and it was me and Hudson Swafford, who I know from playing junior golf, and Morgan Hoffman, who I'd never met before. And I'm like, okay, holy shit. Like, these are all these dudes that are going straight to the PGA Tour. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, it was kind of cool. And, I got a check to enter a tournament and finish second. And then in a little one-day popper, Brennan Todd, when Brennan Todd was finding his game again after he'd lost it the first time.
So I played college golf against him.
He's such a good dude.
Yeah,
Brennan Todd's awesome. But and then my home course at home, Whitewater Creek, we used to host the Hooters Tour Championship. And they brought the Hooters Tour back in April of 2011. So I turned pro in October of 2010. April of 2011, got the entry funds I got the money to pay the entry fee and play in the tournament, made the cut, and it was like, weight lifted off the shoulders. Mm-hmm. And, I took $1,100 that year and turned it into like 20 G's. And, obviously I paid for my own Q school that year and all that stuff. So, I knew I was good enough, but then there's just that next level that you have to keep getting to every time. Right. And that's kind of like we've been talking about this a little bit. It's kind of one of the things that I feel like I can bring here with some of the high school kids and just guys in general, like you feel like you get it and you're there, and then golf knocks you down like 5 more pegs and you got to build it back up. Like you never have it. There's always that one next level that you don't know you have in you, but it's there. And it's our job to unlock that.
Yeah. Well, and what and there's some things that like, whether I just take it for granted or I don't communicate or whatever, where it's like a simple alignment cue for a kid. And I'm like, I just sometimes won't teach him parallel left,
right.
And the kid's aiming straight right. And I'm like, so like the educational piece that sometimes I'll just like take for granted or overlook, or how to, like, I'm literally in the middle of a lesson signing up 3 kids for a golf tournament the other day.
Yeah, Sunday.
Like, how do I know the schedule better than you do? Like,
Right.
why is your dad spending money?
Yeah,
I was here one day last week, and some guy the dad was. You said you got to put him in this tournament, this tournament, this tournament.
Yeah,
and so the dad spent 30 minutes on his phone entering his kid in these tournaments.
But why are we spending all this money? Why does the kid want a lesson every week if he's not going to go test it?
Right.
So that's my point. Is like we're just banging our head against the wall, and the dads they're just whatever. Flushing money.
Hey, that's the upsell bonus package.
Well, no, it's also too. It's like they don't like. My parents had no idea about like any amateur junior golf.
A lot don't.
You
Nothing.
don't know what you don't know.
Right.
That's why they need you.
Well, but we're trying to get them off the nipple a little bit and like own your own game. Like, I'm not there to hold your hand on 16 when you've been hitting it right all day. Like, you've got to know what to do, or at least how to scrape that around. Yeah. Like, we're not there. We can't hold your hand all the time. So some of them, the light bulb's about to go off on a couple of them. And I'm really excited about that because I can kind of start to see it, and they have no clue that I know it's about to go off.
Don't tell them.
No, but I won't. No, you got to figure that out for yourself. And like, there's no magic solution to that, or we'd give it to everybody and everybody'd be freaking amazing at golf.
Yeah.
But just like, it just all comes back to, we've been talking about this a bunch. Own it. Like, you got to own your own game.
Right.
This is what I'm doing today. How do I get this around the golf course?
And everyone sucks or struggles or hits it like shit or can't putt or can't chip. I mean, it's something every day with everyone's game. So it's like, how do you help optimize a kid? Or how do you take a kid that might not be good enough to play college golf and somehow get him playing college golf if that's what he wants to do?
Well, but I think the other thing is the man up. If your mom and dad aren't going to help you figure out where these tournaments are, you do it. If you're a 16-year-old kid and you love this sport, that's one of the lessons you could teach in a place like this. Not only how to putt, but how to be responsible. Where do you want to go? What's your objective?
Yeah.
Where you're coaching them in how to do things that are outside of the golf swing. What are the tournaments you think you need to be in? I think those are things that would live well beyond the golf swing.
There's so much more to it, man. I mean, if golf swing was everything, Adam Scott would win every week.
True. Right.
Rory McIlroy would win every week.
Right.
Like that's why this distance debate thing kills me, because if distance was the only thing that mattered, Cam Champ would win every week, and then there would be no more PGA Tour because Cam Champ would win every week.
Right.
And DeChambeau would.
When's the last time you heard Cam Champ's name?
Yeah.
Well, he was knocking on the last week. But
he was playing good last week. Yeah.
But I think that's what was cool about having Todd Meisner on the show, is just walking through and hearing the junior golf side, right? Because there's been a lot that's changed since I was in it.
Yeah.
Right? And, U.S. kids golf wasn't even a thing then. And now he's got 150 kids playing every week. And,
Julia played the Watson Challenge qualifier Monday.
She beat Sinks.
Did she really?
God, I wasn't going to put him in a I wasn't going to put him in a body bag, but you did.
She did not.
Well,
They didn't play the same tees, though.
Yes, they did. She tipped it out, baby.
She's going to be an all.
Where was that? Where was that at?
We played at
Same
Prairie
tees
Highlands
beat
Monday.
Sinks?
Oh, the terrible weather.
God, it was awful.
Did you qualify?
First alternate.
What
That means you're in.
1 over. That's what
one
I've heard.
over in that weather. Oh my God. We had the ALS tournament that day. Tom Watson and I host a tournament here.
Yeah.
I got my team to quit after 5 holes.
Oh, that was this week, right?
It was Monday. We quit after
Monday.
5 holes.
Yeah.
Said I'm done.
Hi,
and I couldn't play
everybody.
because of my knee
It's
surgery.
raining.
I'm walking
I heard
around
it
with
was
a
horrible.
putter and I'm just putting.
Yep.
And after I'm soaking wet. It's
Yep.
raining. It's blowing sideways. It's 51 degrees. Yep. And I called up and I said, "Hey, we're done. No
Yeah.
one on my team wants to play."
I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
We
I
ended
am
up
ready
quitting
for
after
I
something.
heard they
5 holes.
called it after 12.
No, well, we quit after 5. We were the first ones in the clubhouse. I don't play in the rain.
No.
I will. I refused. I was
You
in
don't watch
Scotland.
golf in the rain either.
No, I was in Scotland.
watches
I
golf.
was in Scotland one time. We played 4 days in a row. The 5th day it was raining. I said I was the only one that didn't go the course. I said, "I'm sorry, I don't play in the rain."
That's not fun.
No.
Yeah.
And Watson was out there playing, and he didn't want to come in.
Oh, he still
He's a
liked
mutter.
it?
Tom Watson's
yeah.
a mutter.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my God.
Well, he
he
likes
finish
that
the
Irish
round?
golf.
No, because everybody else quit. But he wanted to keep playing
On Monday?
But
wanted
he
to-
has all the gear. I don't even have rain gear. I refuse to put it on.
Well, if you don't,
I'm not going to play
if you don't play in the rain,
why
you
do I
don't need rain gear.
We need to get Jeff to get you some rain gear.
No, I don't want rain gear.
let's get some
I'm never going to.
I don't know. The last time you worked with Jeff, you tore your knee up.
I know it.
Yeah.
All right, let's
Wardo.
take.
You could hit it 300 if you do this. I took one more swing and pop. There goes my knee again.
Well, wouldn't you rather it happen now when it's cold than in the middle of the
I
summer?
haven't missed a thing.
Yeah, you're dialed.
You know what time it is?
Are we going to take a break here?
Yes, it's high noon. We'll be right back.
High noon break.
Noon 30.
Golf Underground, ESPN Radio. Hey, Brian Sullivan of Golf Underground with my favorite orthopedic surgeon, Dr. Kevin Whitty from Sano Orthopedics. Hey, Doc, golf season's over. My back is killing me. I know it's football season, so you get a lot of kids coming in, blown ACLs, all sorts of body parts with problems. And then, of course, those baseball players. I know you fix a lot of elbows. Why is Sano Orthopedics the absolute best sports medicine orthopedic group in Kansas City?
Well, if you want to see the guys in town who've had the best orthopedic fellowship training in sports medicine, including training with Dr. James Andrews and Dr. Larry Lemack, come see us. We individualize patients' plans to get them back to that activity and that sport that they love, and we actually care and listen to our patients and follow up with them and make sure that they're getting the results they need.
Okay, and so the 3 things that separate you: number 1, best training; number 2, you specialize in getting people on that field; number 3, you're actually listen. Where can I learn more? Because you got me all in, and I don't really want to get fixed, but it's time.
At sonoorthopedics.com, 816-525-2840.
Hi, this is George Brett, Hall of Fame baseball player, and I've been playing golf for over 35 years. Hitting the ball far was never my problem, but the closer I got to the greens, that's when my problems began. When I wanted a golf practice area in my backyard, I called Celebrity Greens. They are the industry leader in custom-built synthetic golf greens. These championship caliber, low-maintenance greens roll great, react like real bent grass, and hold chip shots that check and spin. I absolutely love mine, not only in Kansas City, but also in Arizona. Call the pros at Celebrity Greens at 1-888-507-7960 or visit them online at celebritygreens.com. Practice like the pros, or people like me that want to be pros, right in your own backyard.
You're better than the best. I'm lucky just to linger.
Hey, welcome to Golf Underground, ESPN Radio. We're back in the stable. We've a couple nice visitors. Zach's leaving the building right now.
Sweeney Dog's leaving
nice
the building.
To see a good Irish Catholic.
Yeah, Sweeney.
Mike
Oh, my God. The nicest man in the world.
Yeah.
He really is.
He's, big Catholic guy. He's done so many
Big time.
speeches at these. I mean, he's
Yeah,
done
he's big time.
What a guy. I mean, his goal after baseball was to change kids' lives.
Sure.
He was a hell of a player too.
He was
was
unbelievable player.
fantastic.
Unbelievable.
I mean, me.
He played on some
living
really
in
bad
Atlanta-
teams here and had
me living in
unbelievable numbers.
Atlanta, like, oh, what'd Sweeney do last night? Like,
Right.
I'm a baseball geek, so I knew his name, and there's no reason that anybody in Atlanta should know any Kansas City Royal playing in the early mid 2000s.
Right.
Right, because they were horrible. But he was the guy.
He was the guy. Well, he had a pretty good team. He had Damon on the team, too. They had Johnny Damon, Carlos Beltran, Zach.
Yep.
Zach was on the team for a few years, but that was about it.
Yeah.
Jermaine Dye was on the team. They had no
Jermaine
pitching.
Dye.
I think it was no
Former
pitching.
Brave.
Jermaine Dye.
Yeah,
That's
I think it was
what
no
thinking
pitching.
of.
I think that was the issue. No pitching.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because we had some bats.
Yeah.
Jermaine Dye, former Brave.
Right.
So, where are you and Sweeney going out to dinner tonight?
We don't know. I was going to grill something because we had a day game today, and he's leaving tomorrow. And
Do they win?
But it's raining.
No. It was
They lost 10-0.
10-0.
10 of them. What's wrong with the Royals right
Cardinals put
They're
up
not,
a
they're not
5
swinging the
spot in
bat
the
very
first
good.
inning.
Yeah.
now?
Well,
Hey, we're going to be.
the game
Courtney's
doesn't.
meeting
The
me at
game doesn't.
BRGR after if you want to.
It doesn't. It doesn't start out good when you walk the first two guys, and the third guy hits a 3-run home run. That's a bad start to a game.
Yeah.
Well, I listened to yesterday's, and
That was a great game yesterday.
did we win?
Yeah, 7-1.
No.
Yes, we did. I was there.
Well, what was the one you were there?
It was.
Maybe it was 2
Tuesday
days
night.
ago. We
Monday.
were 1 up.
Monday they were in St. Louis.
In St.
They were in
Louis,
St.
yeah.
Louis. They
No, the
lost
Yankee game.
1-0.
I'm thinking of the last
Zach lost 1-0.
The Yankee game.
Zach lost 1-0 in St. Louis on Monday.
did.
Goldschmidt hit that home run in the bottom of the
inning.
first. Yeah.
Yeah,
Can't scratch a run.
Zach's 0-2, and he's lost 2 games 1-0
What's
with
his
a 2 ERA.
With a 2 ERA.
Yeah.
He's 0-2. Go figure.
But like, how many parallels do you see with baseball, the mental side and the approach to your at bats or the game, and staying focused and zoning in and out and locking back in with golf?
Well,
Great question.
I think he's interviewing
In
right
golf,
now.
in golf, I try to avoid high numbers. That's what I try to do. I just try to avoid high numbers.
That's tournament golf, and playing good golf is not about making birdies.
No, it's about
not
avoiding
making bogeys.
Right, and I try to avoid double bogeys. I can live with a bogey. I can live with that. But it was like I was at the game the other day, and we're winning 1-0, and all of a sudden the bases are loaded, and one of our players comes up, and I said, I hope he's thinking 2-0 rather than 5-0.
Correct.
In other words, I want him to hit a single rather than a home run. But if he's thinking home run, he's not going to hit a home run.
Right.
And sure enough, he hit in double play. So, and I said that right before he hit in the double play. I hope he's thinking 2-0 or 3-0 rather than 5.
Yeah.
And you know, I kind of have that mentality when I'm playing golf. If I have a shot, like if I miss a green, I'm going, okay, just get it on the green. Don't try to hit the perfect shot, because if I come up like a flop or whatever,
Right.
and I leave it in the bunker, or just get it on the green and 2-putt and walk away with a bogey.
Right.
And that's how I play golf now.
Yeah.
Where I've learned from playing with Kevin and all these good players, they don't put themselves in a position where they're going to make a double bogey.
Well, the whole thing about it is just trying to minimize the damage.
Yeah.
And that's what I didn't do a very good job of, for whatever reason, when I lost my card on Korn Ferry Tour. It's like, I didn't feel like I could go a single round without making a double. And it was just like, maybe whack a drive, miss a drive just enough, and you're in a fairway bunker and you're up under the lip and you got to chip it out. And then you've got 6 iron in the green, you miss the green, you don't get it up and down, bam, double.
Right.
Like, it's just like, it happens so fast. And one of the things I learned was trying to slow it back down, which anybody.
Well, they always say that's the most important thing in sports, is to slow everything down. And I think I was able to do that as a baseball player. I slowed everything down. I mean, the game, rather than trying too hard, I tried easier.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
No, 100%.
I breathed. I got rid of all the tension in my body.
Yeah.
You know, and I would smile and I would breathe and just try to calm the nerves. And I think when you do that, you slow the game down a little bit.
It comes
you
to
don't
you.
get anxious.
Right.
You know?
Just turn
my
it into
college
a
coach,
reactionary sport.
our college coach Ross Randall used to say, "Try hard and don't give a shit, Wardo."
Right.
Well, okay, easier said than done.
Yeah,
but
I always think of it like the line from Top Gun when Cougar turns in his wings. He's like, I'm holding on too tight. I've lost the edge. Like,
Right.
there's that little teeter-totter, and you've got to toe that line, and sometimes you got to be willing to cross it. But if you get too far on that side, then you're just doing yourself a disservice, and you're not going to play your best golf or baseball or anything.
Well, you think of Gary, right? He was doing, what was it? What tournament we got in the trap?
Oh, that was Bay Hill.
Bay Hill, yeah.
Yeah.
Bay Hill
right?
on
He's
17.
right in there. Right? And then again, the high score got him.
Yeah, and you know what's so funny is there are so many variables in golf, right? Baseball, you use the same ball, every field at the bases, the same distance from the mound to the plate. The bases are all the same. The outfield dimensions are a little different, foul territory and stuff.
Right.
But golf is the only sport where all these variables change every shot. It's not day to day. Like the one thing I hate is when, well, everybody played in it or everybody played the same course. Yeah, everybody played the same set of tees in the same hole locations, but I've played rounds before where the wind switched in the middle of the round.
Right.
So I got all the par fives into the wind, and guys that hit it farther than me got them all downwind. Like there's four shots.
Yeah, that's true.
Well, you play off in the morning. You tee off in the morning.
Right.
And the wind's blowing, and in the afternoon it's not.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I literally played a college event in Hawaii where 16 out of 18 holes, the wind switched, were straight downwind for me, and I still shot like 72. It was pathetic. These guys are like, how the hell did you shoot 72? It was like every hole was literally driver lob wedge to a par 5. I'm like, yeah.
So I found a little trick for me when I get in high wind and playing competitive golf in high wind. I always try to go to the range at the end of the day and try to find a downwind angle on the range and hit short irons as high as I can, because you lock yourself into trying to flight it down. And then you get on a downwind hole and you're like, what the hell do I do now? Like I've been trying to flight it, and you got to get it up in the wind, because if you don't get it up high enough, the wind actually knocks the shot out of the air.
Right.
So like there's you find these little tricks, and you have to reset yourself. And, you know, I had a couple of my best finishes on Korn Ferry Tour were in high winds. Abaco Club in the Bahamas blew 30 every day, different direction every day too. Like it was blowing sand all over the place. Like I'm literally not shitting you. We were walking off tee boxes with our hats down and looking at the ground because sand was blowing in your eyes. Wow. And you just find a way. You figure it out.
Anywhere in the Bahamas, I don't feel that bad. And you in Hawaii with your wind, Jesus.
Yeah.
I know.
You were in the Bahamas.
We're
having some
bougie though.
I mean,
man.
what a bougie.
Were you having caliques in the Bahamas?
Oh, Kalik Light, yeah, baby.
Kalik Light.
Yeah.
So the week before that, we were at Great Exuma at the Sandals place there. That's the worst Greg Norman golf course ever. It's awesome. He designed it.
All inclusive.
Yeah, but not for. It's all inclusive, but we're paying our own freight. It's the most expensive 2 weeks of the entire tour. And there's this little place called the Island Boy that we would all go hang out in if we weren't staying. We didn't get in early enough to book the all inclusive place and spend all the money at the resort.
Cabanas.
So we're staying at this other place that's $1 bajillion, and we're walking down in downtown Georgetown, which is like 6 buildings. And we walk down to this Island Boy place, and everybody's drinking the frozen margaritas and ordering the burger and fries every night. It was just a great time.
Fantastic.
Drinking Kalik Light.
Love it.
So what do you think? We do one commercial break, then we go to the famous Kevin Ward rapid fire.
I want to hear. Can I ask a question?
Please.
I want to know about your career, like how many tour wins and how long you're on the tour and all that stuff.
So mini tour stuff. I don't know an exact count. It's over 10. It's probably somewhere in the ballpark of 1 day, 2 day, 3 day wins. It's probably 12 to 15-ish. Mm-hmm. I've done Q school every year except 2019 and 2020 since 2011. So a lot of Q schools. Wow. I got my Canadian tour card in 2015 and played up there for 15, 16, 17.
God, you were playing with Joel Damon.
Joel was the year before, but yeah.
Oh God.
Your favorite.
Yeah.
Dude, Joel's a beauty.
He's the best.
Joel's a beauty. Have you ever heard him tell that story when he thought he missed the cut in Springfield, Missouri, which is the hardest cut to make on the Korn Ferry Tour for sure? I shot 5 or 6 under there and missed the cut.
Okay, so what happened? I don't think
he thought he missed the cut, so he went out and got blackout and then got a text. So the tour texts you with your tee times. He got a text at the bar and he was already hammered. He's like, I guess I'm just going to send it tonight. And he went out and shot like 63, just absolutely blackout.
Yeah, probably.
George was blacked out in the live event. During the live event, George goes, "Yeah, so how's the Korn Ferry treating you?" And he goes, "George, I've made $2.5 million this year."
And then I said, "Well, where you live at?" And he said, "Mesa, Arizona." I said, "Oh my God, I'm spending a lot of time in Arizona. We should get together and play. You got to give me your number."
Yeah.
And I brought him out to Whisper Rock one day, and we had a blast. He was like 6 under on the 17th hole, on the lower course.
Yep.
He hits it on the back of the green. It rolls into a bush. He took a 9.
Yep.
But we had a blast together. He's such a good guy.
Listen, he and Higgs at the Phoenix Open
That was
increased
funny.
their brand value
That was funny.
off the charts.
Yeah.
So the first experience I had with Harry, we were quote unquote rookies on Korn Ferry in 19. And they were doing this thing in the Bahamas, it's always Sunday to Wednesday because the Golf Channel likes to do like 25 days of live golf. So they throw Korn Ferry on from Sunday to Wednesday. So the PGA Tour guys are Thursday to Sunday. So they have live golf every day. So they were micing guys up, and they mic'd up Harry.
Oh, God. Did they really?
But no, we didn't know. I didn't know him. Like, how would I have ever come across Harry Higgs? Like, I didn't know that guy from Adam's House Cat.
Right.
So he's mic'd up, and I'm like, God, this guy's a douche. I mean, like, I was so wrong in my first, and it, like, I wasn't like, oh, he's an asshole, I don't like him. I was just like, man, he's kind of, and then you get to learn his sense of humor. He is one of the coolest dudes ever. He is so funny. He just has a great time. He doesn't take himself too seriously, and there you go. He plays good golf. Yeah. And he's a good dude too.
He's a fun dude. He's what the tour needs, right? I mean, you need Harry Higgs. I mean, I'll pop in on Twitter and put in Harry Higgs. People love him.
Right.
They call him 3-button because he never buttons. He's not even doing it on purpose. Like, he's not, let me not button my shirt because that'll be a good brand. He does it because he's just a goof.
He's leaning into it a little too, which you got to do. You got to lean into it a little bit, right?
You got to make your brand.
Yes, you just lean into
Make
it.
Yeah.
So good.
No apologies.
He is becoming a household name.
And you know what? He deserves to be. And the knock on the tour forever was always, it's just a bunch of white guys in khakis. Well, the tour has personality, so you can't have it both ways. You can't be like, we want you to, toe the line and do all that. Like, you've got to be able to accept that part of it too. And listen, I mean, there's so many good characters and talents on the tour now. The game's in a really good spot.
Right. I agree.
Speaking of characters, we're going to get this Tommy Two Gloves on the show.
Oh, I played so much golf with Tommy.
Did Harry and Joel ever get in trouble by the PGA for that?
I don't think so.
Where they took their shirts off?
You wouldn't know it. No. You wouldn't know it. The tour doesn't disclose that, but if they did fine them, I mean, it would be laughable.
Because they were posting it. Right. They were on PGA.com.
So that's the thing. They retweeted and they put that media out, and then the rumor was they were going to fine them. I don't know if they ever did, and nobody would ever tell you. Maybe those guys would. Yeah. I don't know. That stuff's not public.
Are we going to do a live event with those two?
Of course.
Shirts on, shirts
Harry
off.
And who?
Harry and Joel Damon.
Shirts versus skins,
awesome.
George.
Yeah.
Shirts versus skins.
You're a skin. You're a skin.
I'm a shirt.
That's funny. All right, let's take one quick commercial break. We come back, we'll do the rapid fire. You good with that, Wardo?
Dialed.
Because George has a big dinner tonight, and he's going to sip some fancy silver. What's your wine tonight?
I don't know. We'll see. See what's in the locker.
He's about to fall asleep. Right, come on, back here on the Golf Underground, ESPN Radio. Hey, Brian Sullivan, Golf Underground, with a little tip for you. If you're looking to buy a new Ford, you have to check out my buddy, Jason Gudenkoff at Lewisburg Ford. They've been saving Midwest Ford buyers thousands of bucks for over 40 years because they do business the right way. They sell everything, check this out, for $50 over invoice. That's simple and cheap. And they win a lot of awards. In fact, they won Ford's President's Award 17 times. That's the top Ford award. And they only give it to dealers with superior customer satisfaction in sales and service. So they know how to take care of customers better than anybody. Now, what these guys know how to do also, keep this in mind, sell trucks. Lewisburg Ford has sold more F-150s than any other Ford dealership in Greater Kansas City. That's 2 years running. And last year, they were the #1 F-150 sales leader in the entire state of Kansas. So, no hassle. $50 over invoice pricing. Unparalleled customer satisfaction and a huge selection. That's a perfect recipe for selling trucks. So check out all their inventory and prices online at lewisburgford.com or give them a call at 816-444-2300.
New golf clubs, a big screen TV to watch the U.S. Open, or maybe even a new golf cart that I've got my eye on.
No matter how you choose to spend the savings, if you're looking to put a dent in your monthly heating and cooling bills, the answer may be right over your head. If your attic isn't insulated properly, you're missing out on a prime opportunity to cut costs. Call the certified energy experts at Star Companies, Inc., 816-353-2160 for a free estimate to learn how they can help you save money. 816-353-2160 or visit starcompanieskc.com.
Do you have retirement dreams about perfecting your swing and spending your time on the green? Or maybe you have a bucket list of golf courses you'd like to travel to. Whatever your financial goals are, Mariner Wealth Advisors is your advocate. We take the same care in understanding where you stand today as we do in understanding where you want to be in the future. Then, we help you set a personalized plan to help you achieve your long-term vision. Contact Mariner Wealth Advisors today to start your financial planning journey. Visit MarinerWealthAdvisors.com to find a location near you.
Mariner Wealth Advisors, otherwise known as MWA, is an SEC-registered investment advisor. Registration of an investment advisor does not imply a certain level of skill or training. For additional information about MWA, including fees and services, please contact MWA or refer to the disclosures on our website. Please read the disclosure statement carefully before you invest or send money. This advertisement should not be considered investment advice or a recommendation to buy or sell securities.
Welcome back, Golf Underground, ESPN Radio, back in the stable. I got to tell you, this Wade Binfield, he's, if one of us gets sick, I think he could fill in nicely.
Very nicely.
Done a little radio.
Have you?
Yeah.
Tell me about
Dialed.
it.
So there's a one of my buddies from Atlanta, Brian Katrick. He does all the PGA Tour live stuff. Has a show on PGA Tour Sirius XM. And he's been kind enough to I just have a standing invite. If I'm home Sunday mornings, I can go up, crash the gig at the studio. It's a lot of fun.
That's like my gig here. I got a standing invite.
It's just like your life.
No, I have a life.
Like when you found out I was helping Lenny today, you were like, I'm there.
I'm there. Hey,
I'll be there in 10 minutes.
I just got out of the steam. I didn't even shower. I just didn't even use soap. I just threw some shit on and came down here. I wanted to see Leonard Rose hit some balls.
Who are you?
He was
Leonard Rose. He's a buddy of mine, and he's the funniest guy in the world. And
tell him the story.
I just love him.
Tell him the story about his wife.
Because I told it to everybody at Prairie Dunes the last 2 days.
Beverly is a great lady. She passed away not too long ago. And Leonard is just an older guy. He's an attorney, and they're laying in bed one night, and he says, Beverly, and he talks like this. He goes, Beverly, I'm having a tough time falling asleep tonight. Tell me what you did all day.
Tell me about your day.
And he's a great attorney. He's never lost a case. Never lost a case. Leonard's in his late 70s, early 80s, maybe.
Like a defense
His clients have, but he never has. And his greatest line is, I'll defend you to your last dime.
You're not finding that with You ain't finding that on Jungle Law.
No, but he is just a treat to be around. Used to be a great golfer when he was young.
I can see it. It in there.
But, like everything, you get older, you get a little bigger.
Wade's got his hands full with this one.
Yeah.
How old is he?
Well, didn't he come here to work out one
he
time?
said.
And he came in for lessons?
He's got a 2-iron, Jim.
No way. Really?
He goes, man, I don't feel that great about my game. And I went, well,
85.
Apparently you do. You got a damn 2-iron in your bag. I can't wait to see this.
And he did pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Literally,
just
the
a fun
bag
guy.
was straight
He's
out
a
of
fun
Caddyshack.
Really?
Oh, for sure. D'Annunzio.
He had to go get it out.
I
of the
felt
car.
like D'Annunzio. Like, give me that radio. Let's get some Rodney Dangerfield going. Crank a little Journey in the staves.
All right, you ready?
Okay, let's go. Top Gun.
Take it away,
What do you
Wardo.
call these? Top Gun? Or
Rapid fire?
Here we go. Rapid fire brought to you by Sheridan's Unforked Eating Good, Feeling Good. Are you ready, Mr. Wade Binfield?
Ready to go.
All right. The best ball striker you've ever played with. Oh, this is not rapid.
No, it's not. Scotty Scheffler.
Scotty Scheffler. The best short game you've ever seen.
Justin Lauer.
If you've got a 5-footer, an 8-footer to win a golf tournament, who's putting it for you? Tiger Woods is not included in this mix.
Jack.
Okay.
Nicholas, yeah.
Okay.
You took Tiger away from me, so I got to go Jack. He was pretty clutch.
If you're going to go out in one city on the Korn Ferry tour, where are you going?
Nashville,
I like it. Your favorite Major League Baseball team?
Atlanta Braves.
Oh, me too.
Yeah, well.
Me too. Your favorite NFL team?
I'm a Falcons guy, but I'm getting converted hard to the Chiefs.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
I got one. Can I give him a rapid fire?
Yeah.
Best shot you ever hit?
First hole in one ever. 5-wood, 255.
Yeah, pretty good.
Peninsula Green.
255. Who puts a three? Who makes a par 3 255?
Ask Phil.
Jeez.
Fill my balls.
Fill me up. Phil McCracken.
All right, last one.
Buttercup.
Dream foursome. Or it can be a fivesome if you need a caddy.
Yeah. Well, you can add 5. We play 5s here.
I think on my
Besides us 3.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's fair. I think on my PGA Tour bio it said like my dad, Bobby Jones. But I'm gonna go dream foursome. I'm gonna go obviously myself. I'm gonna go Arnold Palmer.
Nice.
I'm gonna go Tiger. And I'm gonna go Joel Damon.
Wow.
Yeah, we gotta throw a little bit of
we gotta
throw
tell
a little
Joel
bit of flair
to
in
listen to this show.
Yeah,
I like that.
Joel got some good ink today, and when he hears,
he's not
that
even
Wade,
sponsoring this, and he's just getting ad time.
I know. It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
Yeah. I mean, he's
Joel used to wear a Mariner shirt too, and then the price got too high, and he sold out. He sold
PGA
out.
Tour money. That ad space.
Back when nobody
that
wanted
real estate
him.
gets more expensive.
Back when nobody wanted him, Mariner was paying him, and now all of a sudden he wins a tournament. And he says, I think the price of poker's gone up, boys.
Yeah, right.
Wait, we were the only one knocking on your door.
Hopefully you don't do that to show me beef.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. Derek's my man.
All right, Wade, thanks for joining us.
No,
We're going
thank
to
you
put
guys.
Show Me Beef on the map.
We're going to put show me beef on
What's
the map.
better than our happy hours where we all get together late in the day?
This is great.
Isn't it fun?
I think we should do one every day this week. I got nothing going on.
Well, listen, after Wardo damaged your cartilage, now you've got.
That's unbelievable.
Oh, my God.
You've got. How did you do this, Wardo?
I stood there and watched him try to swing zealously.
I'll tell you this. I was at the house, and I got home to the house, and I told Courtney, I was like, my fiance, I was like, George, I heard through the grapevine that George is getting his TaylorMade fitting in the morning. I'm fucking waking up and I'm going. Like, I have to watch this.
Yeah.
And you striped it.
Yeah.
And then you reached back for a little extra.
Well, Kevin said, you're hitting a 280. And, I remember a couple years ago, you were hitting a 295 and it was rolling 310.
I'd be like, hey, in 2019, I pull up the numbers.
did that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got here, it says 310.
And then all of a sudden he says, now you got to get to your front side and you got to get your left elbow in a little bit more. And I've already hit like 120 drivers with 25 different shafts.
He goes after
I do it, and I hit one last ball, and my right knee just exploded.
And here's the thing. When we do fittings, I try to break it up in the day. Irons this day and putter maybe and woods this day. He does woods, wedges, irons, fairway, driver, and putter all in one day.
You still haven't missed a putt after that putting tip I gave you, though.
No, line it up right inside my right nipple.
Yeah.
Right inside my right nipple.
You play from the wrong side of the ball. So
exactly.
Amazing. Give one closing putting tip.
Ball position. So obviously.
That's what I asked you one day.
Yeah. So I'm right-handed. You're not.
Right.
So the logo on most shirts is on the left breast. Golf ball probably should be there. Either there or like kind of right where the button placard would be. No farther back than that. That's the little putting tip of the day.
Well, and you know what? You too, listener, can get your putting tip here in the golf stable.
That's right.
Right. So I mean, you got club fitting, you got TaylorMade, you You got the puttering champion
we
here.
got a lot
Back
of,
on
we got a
board.
lot of
I left TaylorMade after a while, and I jump back on ship.
Really? No,
It's good. I mean, they've
I'm
got a
back
lot
on
of good
board.
stuff.
No,
Back
George.
on board and can't
And
wait.
you're hearing that from a Titleist guy.
Yeah, I'm a Titleist
Really?
guy. No, it's good. It's good. So I played TaylorMade 2 years out of college. I played Nike in college.
Oh, I love it.
Nike was making
My Nike
some
Rebel
really
Club.
good.
Nike must have
Nike
paid
was
you a
making-
lot of money.
No, they were making good. Tiger played it. I was like, if it's good enough for Tiger, it's good enough for me. It's good.
Tiger wasn't playing the same Nikes you got. I guarantee you.
No,
He was
Tiger.
playing Mizuno blades.
Yeah, exactly.
Said
With
Nike.
with a swoop on it. Well, I came in. Before my Pinehurst event, I figured I needed maybe a new driver.
Yeah, let's cram for the exam.
Yeah, well, and
the
Wardo
night
loves that about people. You
I
get the
know.
one lesson,
Right.
and then you get your new technology.
Jim,
then
I got a
then you go to
tournament
Pinehurst.
tomorrow. Do you
He
have any
loves
time
that.
today?
But he knows that's all he's gonna. That's all I can give. I only have so much to give. I need the quick.
You're
fix,
a giver.
right?
You're a giver.
So I
Sully.
come in and Sinks. Wardo said, "I'm not doing it." Sinks is doing it. So I came with Sinks, and I got my 7.5 degree Titleist that is 9 years old.
Literally the grip. He hasn't changed the grip in 9 years.
Does it have little thumb marks?
It's got a
in
little
it?
thumb mark
Yeah.
there. Yeah. And so Singh starts bringing out the TaylorMades, the Titleist. He's putting weights on them. He's tweaking them. And they all suck. Finally, no lie, at the end, he said, Sully, I can't take your money right now.
Good on Sinks.
He gave me the Titleist bag. He said, enjoy Pinehurst. I swear to God. I was ready to spend as much money as possible. Nothing worked for me.
Part of the thing about fitting is sometimes you have to realize that you can give an Indian the best arrows in the world. Mm-hmm. Sometimes it's just the Indian and not the arrow.
That's right.
Might have happened with tonight with Carl.
Yeah. My Indian, or my arrow, my arrow is high noon. Yeah. All right, so guys, hope you enjoyed yourself. Come on back next week. We're gonna pretty soon we have the Advent Health. We're gonna do a live event there for the Korn Ferry tour.
Nice.
Yeah, we got a live event coming up. We got I think hopefully Sam Saunders, Charlie Hillier got the sponsors exemption. We might chat with him a little bit.
No cut, Charlie.
No cut, Charlie.
Miscut, Charlie.
I mean,
God.
George is so down on him.
MCC.
He came in 19th the week before, and then he's in Peru. He misses the cut. So he can't come home. He's got to stay down there. Imagine Charlie down there not playing golf Saturday or Sunday. What do you think he's like now?
Oh my God!
He's a basket case.
Yeah, no, he sits in his hotel room.
He's not sitting in his hotel room. I guarantee you that.
Jim,
He's not Harry.
the nightlife is good in Latin America.
Yeah,
Man, can you imagine Harry
Oh, my
being stuck
God.
in Peru for 2
Harry.
nights?
Oh my God, Harry. That's another story.
You think Harry would make the flight down there?
Oh my God! He'd come home with an Aztec headdress on. All right, hope you enjoyed yourself. Come on back next week on the Golf Underground, ESPN Radio.
Waking up to ash and dust. I wipe my brow and I sweat